Hello, my name is Maxim Kraft. I am one of the co-founders behind Tour, the drag and drop trip planning app. I'm very passionate about travel and I also love to learn as much as I can about the places I'm visiting, so I can't wait to talk more about the incredible places we've covered on our Instagram account. If you're not following us there, please head to @officialtour app and check out the amazing content we have been posting there. This week we featured Malta, a beautiful island nation in the Mediterranean Sea. The nation is an incredibly popular destination for European travelers and features both magnificent landscapes and beautiful historic structures. So, let's get into it. Famous for its scenic landscapes, the island of Gozo is the second largest island in the Maltese archipelago. The island is much less cultivated than the main Maltese island, which gives it a very relaxed vibe compared to other European destinations. There are many beaches on Gozo, with popular seaside resorts dotting the coast. Gozo is also considered to be one of the best locations for diving and water sports in the Mediterranean. Besides being a beautiful island, Gozo is also rich with history. The most interesting location on Gozo is the megalithic temples of Malta, a collection of 3 UNESCO World Heritage Sites with some of the oldest freestanding structures on Earth. Constructed between 3600 and 2500 BC in 3 periods, the temples were created for the worship of local gods. The largest temple, the Tarshian complex, remained in use until 2500 BC, before the temples went out of style with the Maltese. The island of Gozo is easily accessible from Malta by ferry or catamaran. There are buses, cars which can be brought over from Malta by ferry, and footpaths running throughout the island. Hajn Tufayha is a super popular coastal feature on the island of Malta. The area consists of 3 bays separated by natural rock formations, giving each one a unique climate and feel. The 3 bays are the Golden Bay, the Hajn Tufayha Bay, and the Hneshna Bay. The Golden Bay is famous for its gold-colored sands and gentle slopes into the water. The Hajn Tufayha Bay features the red-tinted sand, and is much quieter than the Golden Bay. The beach is most popular with locals due to its lack of classic tourist attractions. The Hneshna Bay can only be reached by passing through Hajn Tufayha, which makes it even more remote and secure. The beach is clothing optional and has traditionally been LGBTQ-friendly as well. The Hajn Tufayha can be reached by visiting the village of Manikata, of which the formation is part of. There are both buses and road connections running to Manikata. Located in the southeastern portion of the main island, Valletta is the largest city and capital of Malta. However, with a population of only 394,000 in its metropolitan area and an even smaller 6,000 in its actual core, Valletta is the smallest capital city in the European Union. Valletta isn't particularly famous for its business centers or commerce, being primarily a historic and art center. The city is also home to the University of Malta, which offers many international master's programs. The city prominently features Baroque architecture with a mix of Neo-Gothic and modern architecture scattered throughout. Valletta features multiple intricate fortifications which were used to defend the city from invaders since ancient times. Additionally, the city has preserved its 16th century Baroque churches and palaces, becoming a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1980. Its intricate streets, buildings, palaces, and cathedrals make Valletta a very interesting place to visit for people interested in history and architecture. The city can be reached from Europe via the Malta International Airport, which is located just around 5 miles or 8 kilometers away from the city. The airport is very well connected to the main city with buses and roads. With a population of just 3,000, Kalkara is nowhere near the size of Valletta. Kalkara is world famous for its beautiful coastline and architecture and is very frequently highlighted in various Maltese artworks around the world. Much of the city was constructed during the 16th century by the Knights Order of St. John. The order constructed the famous Kalkaran fortifications and cathedrals, which can be visited to this day. Kalkara is also the site of the SmartCity Malta project. Located on the old industrial complex grounds, the Smart City is going to feature office spaces, apartments, hotels, and multiple public spaces. The project is slated to create close to 7,000 new jobs and is expected to attract new visitors to the city of Kalkara. The whole project will be completed in 2021, but some of the office spaces and public areas have been open since 2010. To complete your Maltese vacation, I highly recommend visiting the island of Comino. Located between the islands of Gozo and Malta, the island is a quiet getaway from the busy tourist spots of the rest of the nation. The island has a permanent population of only 3 people, with most of the island being a bird sanctuary and nature reserve. The island itself is rich in history, with many prehistoric and 16th century structures still standing today. Thanks to its tranquility, Comino is a popular filmmaking location and is featured in the movies Troy, The Count of Monte Cristo, and Swept Away. One of the most famous locations in Comino is the Blue Lagoon, which is famous for its surreal, deep blue waters accompanied by a biodiverse coastline and stunning rock formations. The island offers a beautiful way to unwind after a long trip of activities and is a must-see for everyone visiting Malta. The island of Comino can be reached for a day trip via the Maltese ferry service, both from the islands of Gozo and Malta. The best times to visit are in the spring or fall, as the months of August and July see high amounts of tourists on the island. And that concludes our Maltese podcast. I really hope you enjoyed learning about the various amazing places you could visit here. If you're excited to visit Malta, make sure to download Tour on the iOS App Store for free and start planning your next trip today. Stay tuned for next week's episode of the Tour Inspires podcast. Safe travels, Max and Craft.